What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Agents of Rage. I am Ren. This is T.D. Now, I will tell you this. We have no idea what we're doing. This was surely just a idea that we had, and let's say, we're just two dudes who love metal.
Yep.
And so we said, hey, this is something that we want to do, and who knows, maybe somebody will watch it. Who knows, maybe nobody will watch it. Maybe some of our friends will watch it. But this is episode 1, and we're super excited to be here. First off, why are we doing this?
Well, what happened is when we were at the Michigan Metal Festival, you decided to FaceTime our buddy Roy. He's part of our group that travels once a year to a festival throughout the country, and our chemistry on that particular call was like, wait, I think we can do this. This is something. It never crossed my mind until I saw us on live, and I was like, let's give this a shot. Because we are just two guys that love metal, and that music means a lot to us, and we just want to share our experiences from a fan's perspective.
That's it. And we're going to hopefully get this going every week, where we can get an episode out. Hopefully they're not going to be too long. If you hear some noise in the background, there's a guy with a wood chipper over there, and I don't know if it's like Fargo and he's got bodies in there or it's trees, but
he's going at it.
Naturally, it starts as soon as we sit down and start recording. Now, let me tell you where we are. So we're in Sacramento. It is currently in early October of 2023, and we are at Aftershocks. This is not the most ideal festival that we want to be at musically. Mm-hmm. There are obviously some good bands, and we're going to make the most of it, and the most is, so we're hanging out and doing that kind of thing. But, we've got these Blue Ridge Rockfest shirts.
Oh boy,
2023.
Yeah.
Obviously, just a shit show.
Train wreck.
And yeah, exactly. We're not going to be just throwing profanity throughout these podcasts or anything like that, but that's the only way that you can describe it. I've watched lots of YouTube videos of people who've been there. We're going to give you our experience in just a little bit, so make sure that you stick around if you want to hear what our experience was at Blue Ridge. Ours was a little different because we weren't camping. Which is what a lot of people were doing. So anyway, we are going to talk about that in a bit. But before we get into that, just a little bit, so you know a little bit about who we are, our metal journey. So TD, when did you really start appreciating the music and really starting checking out shows and all that?
It was at pretty much a pretty young age. I actually remember getting my first 4 cassettes from Columbia Record and Tape Club. And
oh yeah, you get like 30 for a penny or something.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And my parents had, and I got one of them was AC/DC, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Oh yeah.
And my parents, of course, didn't know I had it because they wouldn't have liked me with that album cover.
Right.
But I got my dad's car and his Honda in the driveway and listened to tapes, and then it just kind of grew from there. Moved around a lot as a kid and lived in different parts of the Southeast and in the Bay Area, and got exposed to different types of music. But when I got to when I lived in Benicia, I had moved.
Where's that?
That's in it's south of where we are now, north of San Francisco.
Got it.
And I had lived in the Southeast, and the new wave of British heavy metal was the thing then. Yeah. So I come here, and the guys are like, no, you need to listen to this. And they put on Exodus, Bonded by Blood, and that was never the same. That was just like, this is my music. This thrash metal is my music.
Yeah.
And that's been that way ever since.
Yeah. Being in the Bay Area was such a unique time for you at the real start of, Exodus and Death Angel and Testament and, and then of course Metallica moved here, and that's when they became who they became, because Cliff wasn't going to live in LA, and I don't think they wanted to live in LA anyway. I grew up in LA, so I know Roy, who's here too, because we grew up together. So being in Hollywood on the Sunset Strip, of course, in the 80s, my first my first rock show was Motley Crue with Saxon.
Oh, wow.
1981.
Oh, wow.
Or 82, something like that. 82, I think. And my sister took me to the University of Santa Barbara. It was inside a gymnasium, and it was so loud. That's when Motley Crue was trying to be the loudest band on the planet.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know what decibels they were. All
Yeah.
I know is that my ears rang for like 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally rang. It was insane. But to this day, it implanted an indelible memory. And I grew up with all kinds of music. My sister, my older sister, who took me to that show, she was like, her favorite band was Foghat.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah. So she liked those types of shows, and or that type of music. So it was almost like that Southern fried rock. But of course, Led Zeppelin, all of that. She was into that when I was growing up. So when we got to the 80s, and really when I met, a lot of the guys that we still communicate with today, it was really all about Metallica.
Oh yeah.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
Early 80s. I remember when Metallica, and we went to see them opening up for Ozzy, 86.
Oh yeah.
And
I went to that.
they picked all the I think it was the Long Beach Arena. They had all the seat covers, and they threw them all over the arena. And Ozzy was so mad, he said he would never play with Metallica again, or never tour with Metallica again. But for us, that was insane. And they didn't have any radio play, so we didn't really know. We had just heard, the cassettes and stuff. So that was really what took it off for me. And flash forward, 2017.
Yeah.
Roy gives me a call and is like, hey man, we're going to be in Chicago. We're going to go to this festival. And would you like to go? And I was trying to find ways that I could kind of connect with some of the, guys who I grew up with in LA, and this was a perfect opportunity. And he said, yeah, a couple guys that, I've worked with, or, Lucy I've worked with. Brent was still, these guys,
Yeah.
And then that was where I met you. And so we went to the Open Air Fest in Chicago, 2017. Great festival. I just remember Slayer headlining the second stage. Body count, it was just a big concrete parking lot. There was no the people who were in the pit in that was
they were brave souls.
Brave souls, yeah. But what a great experience, what a great time we had, and we kind of told ourselves at that point, we need to try and keep this going as much as we can. Make it a tradition. And just like anything, and I apologize for my voice, it's just this festival takes it out of you. We were 2018, Roy and I were going to go to Louder Than Life, and then that got blown away by a hurricane. 2019, we couldn't get together, with you again, but Roy and I went to Heavy Montreal in Montreal. That was awesome. 2020, we had absolute plans to do something. Pandemic hit. So that didn't happen. Ended that year. 2021, we came here to Aftershock, and that was a great experience.
Two Metallica, 2 nights.
Metallica, two different sets. Too bad they picked the one album I really didn't want to hear in its entirety, the Black Album.
Well, coincidentally enough, I lost my phone that day and didn't get to see it. So.
That's right. And I lost my phone, and our friend actually found it and alerted the security driver had it, and he had it in his hand. I can't believe I lost it at Anthrax. I can't believe in that crowd.
I know.
Oh my God. But what a great time. And so last year we went to, where did we go? Oh, last year we went to Blue Ridge.
Yeah, Blue Ridge.
Last year we went to Blue Ridge. We're going to get to this year's Blue Ridge. Last year's Blue Ridge, outside, the festival itself was good. They had some good bands, some good acts. We had a good thing. They had this hill that was it rained.
Steep. Yeah.
It was steep. It was messy, and the parking situation was the worst. So the problem was you parked in these shuttle lots, and then you had to wait for like hours to get to the venue, the first day, and we're like,
it wasn't anywhere near it.
Yeah, so we said, forget this, we're gonna try and walk. Well, we didn't know it was like 5 miles to walk to the venue. Finally, we ended up flagging down this one Uber guy who ended up being our personal taxi man for the rest of the thing. Abdul. We still had to walk forever though. Even with him, he got us as close as he could. Yeah,
he was cool though. He was like the fourth member of our team that whole weekend. No. He was down with us.
Yeah, we needed him, no doubt about it. So this year, T.D. flies out to Michigan. And so we did Michigan Metal Fest, which was one day, which was awesome. We'll talk about that in a particular upcoming show, because I've got a lot of thoughts on that, and it was great. It's the way to run a single day independent fest. And big then time. We went to Blue Ridge. So let's get into Blue Ridge. So this time we had thought we had solved the parking issue, and really we did, and the walking issue.
We did. It was good. You know, the shuttle thing was good. You know,
at the hotel, picked us up at the hotel,
right at the front door.
It was like a coach too, a nice, a nice bus. Yeah, exactly. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Took us basically right up to the entrance.
Yeah.
So we didn't. It was perfect. So that was awesome. And so then we get into Thursday, right? So first day, of course, the heat, man. What can you say about the heat?
It was oppressive. It was rough, man. I didn't know if I was going to be able to power through that for any more days. There was just no way to get any kind of relief. It was just like being in a literal oven.
I know. We had planned to try to get there a little bit later in the festival, and the problem is shuttle picks up once 10:30 in the morning, and it leaves at 12:15 at night.
Yeah.
So that was going to be your only choice. So we had to be there all day, every day.
And getting an Uber in that area is very hit and miss, mostly miss. So you can't rely on that.
And they can't drop you off anywhere close.
No.
So you'd have to walk for miles. So
we were locked into that.
Yeah. So the shuttle thing was good. Thursday we get there, it's hot. We see Vended.
Yep.
And I didn't even know this till after that. The Vended lead singer is Corey Taylor's son.
Oh, no, I had no idea.
I didn't either.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. Next band we saw, Exodus.
Yeah.
And you thought we were going to be able to get backstage.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because my oldest daughter's boyfriend is Zetro's stepson, and so I've had the pleasure of meeting him backstage before. I've been to his home. Super great guy, but in classic Blue Ridge fashion, he requests the backstage passes, and what do they have for us? 4-day passes. Well, we have 4-day passes. That's how we're in the venue, you know?
Yeah.
And so every aspect of that event, the communication between everyone was it was a complete mess. It was
disaster.
Was completely unorganized.
A fabulous disaster.
Like no one, exactly, no pun intended.
So Exodus was great. Cavalier Conspiracy, we went right up to the front. It was interesting because everybody was crowd surfing, and as soon as Cavalier comes on, not a soul. Not a single crowd surfer.
No.
Because I think a lot of people who never even probably heard of them, because it was a younger crowd. There were some older guys, but a younger crowd don't really make the Sepultura connection or whatever, or the Soulfly connection, but they were mesmerizing.
Yeah.
We saw them, then we got a chance to get ready for the night. It started cooling down.
Yeah.
Even some rain hit, and I remember you asking somebody like, "Oh, this feels good, doesn't it?" We're like, "Yeah, what a relief, whatever." And then it was like, and I'm sure you guys know, you've seen what happened at Blue Ridge. Monsoon, hail.
Yeah,
we
big
had
time.
we had VIP. They're trying to lock us out of VIP.
Yep.
Show ends for Thursday night, and this is what we missed out. We were going to see Biohazard.
Yep.
We were going to see Machine Head, and then later on we were going to chill out and see some Cypress Hill.
Biohazard was getting ready to
go
be
on
on stage right after Cavalier.
Yeah.
You could see Evan Steinfeld in the background.
Yeah.
And then
that was it.
Yeah.
Ended. So we had to walk to where the shuttles were going to pick us up. And of course, the shuttles originally weren't going to come till 12:15. It's like 6:30.
Yeah.
So we waited for, and trust me, we were soaked head to toe,
freezing,
and it got cold.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! And thankfully, we had met some people. We were hanging out. We could all be miserable together.
Yeah, that's right.
But that was Thursday. Now Friday picks us up. We get a chance. We get a full day.
Yeah.
Upon a burning body, acacia stain. Black Dahlia Murder. We see Testament on the small stage. We see Danzig.
Yep.
and then they ended up with Slipknot, and we got out of the crowd for Slipknot and just kind of hung out in the VIP and listened to them. But
that was a good day. That was actually a really good day.
Yeah.
But the better days were coming.
Oh yeah. So Saturday it was Drowning Pool, Fit for an Autopsy, Death Angel, Overkill, Slaughter to Prevail, Black Label Society, Papa Roach, and Megadeth.
Yeah.
That's what we were going to have on Saturday. We were so fired up for that. And then on Sunday, it was going to be Suicidal Tendencies, Ginger, Death Clock, Lamb of God, Baby Metal, and then it ends with Pantera.
I know. How about that? I got my Pantera shirt, though.
You did.
Assuming I was going to see them. I have this thing about concert shirts where I call them concert shirts because of all the ones I have, if I've got 80 of them, 75 are from a concert. I have this thing about I don't go online and buy a shirt. It's got to be from the concert. And I can remember generally, who played with them and roughly when I had the shirt. So I bought the Pantera shirt because I was going to see Pantera, and I didn't. So it falls into the
and we bought Blue Ridge shirts because we thought we always like to get fest shirts. And and I bought a Danzig shirt. Which was cool. At least I got to wear that yesterday. I bought a Megadeth shirt too, actually, which was pretty sweet. So, all right. So we're gonna wrap this up here in a little bit. I want to tell you our next episode. We're gonna do We're gonna recap day 1 and day 2 at Aftershock. Maybe we'll get our other buddy to hop in on it too. We'll see. He's kind of camera shy.
He's a John Bush doppelganger, by the way.
Yes, he looks like.
Wait till you see him. He's like,
exactly.
That is John Bush.
You Armored Saints or that middle Anthrax era. Which
exactly.
I actually like that era a lot. I like that John Bush era. I would love if they'd somehow come back and just do some shows just with Bush to celebrate some of that music because they never play it.
Never.
I'd love to hear some of that Sound of White Noise and some of that stuff.
Was a great album.
You know what I mean? Great album.
Great album.
And that was a good, again, a 90s album when a lot of 90s metal was not great.
Well, the problem then is it was pre-internet.
Yeah.
And basically you listen to what was on FM radio, and some of these radio stations, these rock stations would have like midnight metal or whatever, but that was kind of usually those were kind of weak.
Yeah.
So you had to really find the music on your own.
Yeah.
Go to a record store and find it. Now it's different. You have access to everything, which I think is amazing.
Yeah. And I didn't realize there was such great music like Sepultura, that were doing things. And so I discovered them in the 2000s.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Later,
after
and
the fact.
All of a sudden just listening to this catalog and like, oh my God, this is just insane.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try and check them out at some point. So what we want to do in every episode, we want to talk about an up-and-coming band. So one of the great things, and this is what's going to be kind of our calling card for this, is we want to, hopefully advise you and let you know of somebody who we think is pretty sweet. Now, again, we're thrash guys at heart.
Yeah.
We like a lot of different metal. And there are some, I always have like a rule, man. If it's riff-oriented, if the drummer sounds killer, and it's driving, if it's aggressive, and for the most part, and I can't describe it any other way except if the singer sounds evil.
Yeah. Then cleanish vocals.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I like that. I mean, I don't mind the screaming. It's not really my thing. If the music is great, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
Lamb of God's kind of my limit. Like, I like that screaming. That's about it. But I can still understand him, and they're so good.
Yeah.
But a lot of the bands nowadays, like the Knock Loose of the world.
Yeah.
Hey, people love them, and I get it. At Blue Ridge, people were digging that, and we went and watched somebody else. It's just not for me. But that's all right. We're older.
It draws in that younger crowd, which is ultimately takes over the fan base.
No doubt. So we want to make sure that we talk about upcoming bands. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to talk about a band called High Command. So High Command is a thrash band. They're from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Can you spell that?
I spelled it wrong.
I know. I was thinking to myself, well, how do you?
Because I think you spell it like Worcester.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
too.
it's W-O-R-C-S-T.
So if we have any fans from that area, please drop us a line. Let us know how to spell it.
No, but to say it is Worcester. I'm pretty sure it's Worcester. Anyway, that's where they're from. got a chance to see them. They were I was at this place called the Crowfoot in Pontiac. It was on Saturday, May 27th this year, and it's a tiny room we were in. I mean, small, and they were playing with Unearth and the Halo Effect.
Oh yeah, nice.
And yeah, it was a great triple bill. It was the day before Milwaukee Metal Fest, and all three of those bands were going to play at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Yeah,
so they were in Detroit, and then we're going to drive to Milwaukee, which is about 7 hours from Detroit.
Okay.
So they had their buses ready to go. So got a chance to see them. When I was talking to the guitarist, he compares themselves a little bit to like Enforced, because they're also a Boston like band.
Yeah.
And Enforced is just a little more popular than they are right now.
Yeah.
And I like them. I like both of them. But they had a debut EP, The Primordial Void, in 2018, and then they had 2 albums. 2019, Beyond the Wall of Desolation. 2022, Eclipse of the Dual Moons. High Command. So go check out High Command. I'll probably wear one of their shirts one of these episodes. Who's somebody you like coming up?
Oh boy, it's kind of hard to say they're coming up.
But whatever.
Hatriot.
Oh, Hatriot.
Because
people don't know about him.
Yeah, and there was a transition with Zetro being the singer.
Yes.
Now Cody's the singer, his son, and so they it's a kind of a different version of the same band, but the sound is amazing, and they're local guys. But I think that they have a bright future ahead of them for sure.
Yeah, and I had a chance to see Hatriot at the Machine Shop in Flint, and I can't think of exactly if it was because I saw 2 shows in 4 days at that. It was either the Kings of Thrash tour that he was with them. Yeah. Is that who they were with?
I'm sure they
that makes sense, because that's they're kind of Bay Area guys too. So it was great. Here's some of what Hatriot sounded like. Real quick, favorite show this year. That's another thing we want to talk about, are bands who are so great live, as is Hatriot, as is High Command, but just in general, favorite shows this year. Do you have one? Oh boy. That you went to? Like, and when I say shows, for the most part, it's like the local shows.
Yeah,
club
yeah.
shows.
It might have to be Overkill.
Oh yeah.
Overkill was a huge band when I lived in the Southeast.
Yeah.
And they weren't
like Atlanta area, right?
Yeah, and they weren't as big here, and so they were massive there. I mean, I can remember
New Jersey band, I think.
Yeah. And they always put on a great live show. They don't tour as much as some of their counterparts from the same era.
Yeah.
So I always see them, and I finally got to get me one of those, what do we call it, camping shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, camp shirts.
Camp shirts.
It's those button-ups. Yeah.
Yeah, work shirts, I think they call them
work
too.
shirts, like Dickies kind of like style.
Finally got me one. I've always wanted one. Either they didn't have them or they didn't have my size.
Yeah.
They did this time, so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're with pride this
I saw Overkill a few times in the last 5 years. They played at St. Andrew's Hall. I've got clips from that. And then I also saw him at the world famous Harpo's in Detroit. and they played a week before the show that I want to talk about, and this is last year, 2022. There's two I want to talk about. Last year, it was Sepultura, man. The Sepultura version with Derek Green, you know,
oh,
who's
right,
lead singer,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
They were supporting the Quattro album, which is a great album.
Yeah.
They sounded so good.
Yeah.
That was such a great show. That was March 11th at Harpo's, and they were with Crowbar and a band called Art of Shock. And
I like Crowbar.
Yeah, so do I, from New Orleans.
Yeah,
real good. And that was a really, really good show. And then this year, April 4th, I was at the Sanctuary in Hamtramck, which is a suburb of Detroit, just outside of Detroit. It's basically a stone's throw. It was so good. It was Nethergate, Decrepit Birth,
yeah,
Chrysian,
yeah,
and Vader.
Oh, Vader's awesome.
And seeing Vader from Germany come in and just, you know, older guys and still just kill it.
I've only seen them once. They don't tour the U.S. a whole lot, but they are worth seeing. If you ever get a chance, check them out. They are awesome.
All right, guys. So that's episode 1. So this is Agents of Rage. We hope you liked it. I am Ren. This is T.D. And we are hopefully going to do this on the regular. Next show will be a recap of Aftershock Day 1 and 2. Then we'll probably have one of probably just Day 3. I don't know if we're going to get a Day 4 in right away. We might have to do that later. Day 4 is kind of lame, if you ask me anyway. So
we're going to be running on fumes anyway.
Yeah, it's Day 3 today, which is actually when we're recording this, and that's what we're about to go to right now. So we're going to jam out of here and go see that, and we'll talk about that and a lot of other stuff. So I don't have like all the socials set up and all that stuff yet, but we will get there. Right now it's a YouTube show. We'll put it in podcast form as well, audio-wise. Of course, leave your comments in the comment section if you want us to, I don't know, talk about something, or we'll shout you out.
Or if you've got a band that's up and coming that you like, that you want to get some recognition,
exactly.
We'll check them out.
Yeah, totally. Especially if you know bands are going to the Detroit area or that are going to the Bay Area. We want to see them and we want to put them on here. And
or if your band is one of those bands also, let us know. Hey, we want to help out. That's what the metal community is about.
Agreed. When we talk about Michigan Metal Fest, we'll talk about some of the bands that we hung out with.
Which I was shocked at how much great metal is that part of the country. I had no idea.
You know what? I was very surprised too. You know, Born of Osiris and Upon a Burning Body were the headliners. And they were great. But there were so many other bands I had not heard of, but I started playing them before we left. We were cranking it up in the 2-hour drive from Detroit to Battle Creek, and it was awesome. So we'll shout them out in another episode. But before we go, what's this you got next to you?
Oh, this is the unofficial drink
of Agents of Rage.
That's correct. It's Four Loko. I have been drinking these, I think, for 10 plus years. It's my pre-concert drink, and if you don't like malt liquor, which it's pretty tough to drink, this is flavored malt liquor. You'll be able to drink. Trust me, it's got a kick that you won't forget.
14% alcohol.
Oh yeah,
in that. So, that's how he warms up for a show.
Right.
So
just getting warmed up.
Exactly, and then you don't spend as much money when you're in there because you want to buy the merch.
This is worth.
You spend your money on the merch.
This is worth like $30 of drinks in there. Now maybe more.
No doubt.
And it's only like $4.
Exactly. All right, guys, that's it for show 1. Hopefully, you guys will check us out for show 2. Until later, see ya.